Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Joe, and welcome back to another episode of the Inside Our Phillies podcast. The Phillies are coming off of a great series against the Milwaukee Brewers, where they unexpectedly won 2 out of 3. On Labor Day, Monday afternoon, they won 10-8 in a very thrilling game that some are calling the game of the year. They lost 6-3 on Wednesday night, and then just today, this afternoon, they shut out the Brewers, and they won 2-0, which you love to see. And here to talk all about it, we have the co-host, Jeremy, now once again, Ahmad, SJ Phil's fan. How's it going?
Good. Glad to be back. I'm like Michael Jordan, retire when you're at the top of your game and you just come back. It calls to me.
The David Robertson of the mod team, some are saying. He is back and ready for it all. And let's get right into these games, because these were some real exciting games that we had here in Milwaukee, going against the best team in the National League, and the team that has the best record in the entire major leagues right now. That game on Labor Day, insane. Phillies won 10-8, big comeback. David Robertson got the win. Duran got the save. What was your big takeaway of just the craziness that was Monday afternoon's game?
We seem to do really well in the first game of series.
We do. We totally.
Yeah, the offense, it's been pounding. We show up for the first game, and then we went for, hopefully, to the series win.
Yeah, I mean, it was a real interesting game. I mean, just looking through the scoring summary, Harper hit a home run, Turner triple, Bader double, Kepler, Sosa got RBIs, Bader came through with another double, Stott got a double. Stott's who got, I think, a lot more clutch hitting than people give credit for. Bader drove another run home. What a comeback. I kind of thought the Phillies were drawing dead in this game when it was 5-1 and Taijuan Walker, was still pitching. But it shows a lot of guts. These are the kind of wins that I think get people to believe in the team more.
Yeah, I mean, this little thing that got lost in the shuffle, Miza looked great. So that's a waiver claim of the year. Because Alvarado looked awful and cost us that.
Yeah, as one lefty falls, you have another lefty coming up, right? Alvarado at this point, I think is more and more of a question on if the Phillies are going to have any interest in him coming back. It seems like he has completely lost it since he's been back. And you're right, DeMesa had a scoreless inning, picked up a strikeout. It's really good, especially because he's coming off injury. He's not just new to the Phillies; he's kind of new to pitching for the first time in months now.
Yeah, and the besides Walker just being Walker again, now this is what we should expect. We shouldn't count him anymore. He's probably come back to earth. Told you so. Told you so. Robinson had his first bad game with us. He got the 2 outs, and then his control just evaporated, and that was unfortunate.
Yeah, no, it was unfortunate. I'm still a big Robertson believer.
Oh yeah, he looked great today. So
the stuff still is there with David Robertson, right? And that's, I think, what is most important when you're 40 years old. Just if you have that bite on your stuff, it's still got the velocity up, which he kind of does. He's not going to be one of those guys throwing 100, but Robertson is doing a great job. The middle back end of the bullpen, and it's great. So Taijuan Walker, you said you weren't surprised at him allowing the 5 earned runs in 4 innings. What do you think is going to be his role moving forward, especially with the Walker Buehler addition? He'll be up, to make a start in Lehigh Valley over the weekend, and then probably come up to the Phillies the next start after that. Where do you rank Walker versus Buehler right now?
I mean, you could have said it, Walker Buehler.
I tried.
Yeah, so they're going to do 6-man, I guess, for the whole rest of September, and my guess is whoever does better of the two is going to be in the playoff roster.
Yeah, that sounds fair, but you also have Nola in there too. I had the question, not to get too far ahead of myself, but I had the question after yesterday's game. Is our best right-handed starter right now Walker Buehler?
Ooh. See, it's complicated. Yeah, Nola got shelled in the first 5 batters of the game, but after that, he looked great.
Yeah.
So
the one blowout inning, right?
Yeah, usually it's the Toyota RAV4. Uh, but yeah, you gotta have a hope. Like, no, it's frustrating year for him. The injury coming back now, the stuff looks good. So hopefully, I'm hoping that he can just fix himself in the last few weeks of September because I because I think he could iron himself out, but he also needs to uh like not let his emotions run amok whenever he falls apart.
Yeah. And that's kind of been the Nola problem for going on a couple of years at this point. Like when he falls apart, he really can't pull it together in that inning. When he did allow
Not
one
until it
run,
gives up the home run. Not until it
not
gives
until
up
he
the
gives
home
up the
run.
homer. That's true.
Yeah,
Then
then he calms
stage
down.
is
It's
clear and
bizarre.
then he comes down. So the
Yeah.
home runs, I mean, are just a massive problem with him. And even in that first inning, he had the home run. And that you're right, 3-run home run in the first inning, and then the bleeding kind of stopped after that until Terang's double in the fourth. But I don't know. It makes it harder, I think, to have Aaron Nola. And I don't mean this in a negative way because I think the lefty starters on this team are so good. But it makes it harder to start Aaron Nola in the postseason when that like blowout inning is just like at any point and you don't know when it's going to be.
Usually it's not the first inning, so you can usually tell when it happens. It's when he has no control. So it's usually the fourth or fifth. So if he gets to the first, you have to just have the bullpen ready in the starting after the fourth, which is the MO in the playoffs the past 5 years in Major League Baseball. So this really shouldn't be that complicated to manage with him.
Yeah. Are you willing to kind of just flush his starts for now? Like I see a lot of people saying that they don't really care about what he does right now. They just care about the place that he's in at the end of the month going into the postseason. Where are you at on there?
Yes, what matters to me is his velocity. If the velocity is up like it has been the past couple starts, I do not care how the regular season goes unless somehow the whole team catastrophically collapses. But then you can't really pin that on Nola when everyone else is garbage fire. Then, but yeah.
I mean, it really, at the end of the day, doesn't matter that much how he pitches in a game in early September. I think that people are willing to take the lumps now if it can improve later down the line. And especially with, the six-man rotation, like you said, he'll be able to, kind of stay rested, but still get his work in. And I hope he's in the Caleb Cotham pitching lab of, figuring out what's going on and kind of getting back on it.
Yeah, but it also the first like he was besides like the home run, it was a walk hit by pitch, then like a hard hit single, then a bloop on a pitch that was almost in the dirt. So they weren't hitting him; it was his control that evaded him. So and that can be fixed.
Yeah,
So
I mean, you hope so.
That's why, yeah. So that's why I'm not as dooming as some other people are, just because the stuff looks good. It's right now it's mechanical, which has been a problem with Nola in the past, and he's been able to fix it for the playoffs multiple times.
Yeah, no, that's a completely great point. And I'm also glad that the Phillies kind of fought back a little bit on Wednesday night. They kind of could have given up and died when it was 6-0, but they at least, made it a closer game, made it a save situation. Weston Wilson with the home run, which kind of unexpected. Even though his defense is questionable in the outfield, at least he did something there. Trey Turner got 2 hits in that game as well. Real Muto 2 hits. There were Castellanos got 2 hits. It wasn't a complete mess of a game, which it could have been. The Phillies could have let that turn into a complete mess after the 5-run first by the Brewers, and they recovered and they ended up making it a good game.
Yeah, no, it's just frustrating. If Nola had a clean first, he'd probably sweep.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. And the sweep would have been nice to have too, because all of a sudden that would have made it really quite competitive for the 1 seed. But they still made up some ground on the Brewers. They lost the season series. They will not have the tiebreaker over the Brewers, so it's looking pretty unlikely that they get the 1 seed. But not out of the realm of possibilities. I think it's they're 4.5 back right now in that race.
Well, 4 in the loss column, which is all that matters in September at this point. So, yeah. So I mean, it's there. Like if we go on the run and they've been mediocre since their giant win streak, and the pitching injuries them are piling up. So, yeah, it's not impossible to gain It would have to be 5 games because we're lost the tiebreaker. But yeah,
That's a good point. Their bullpen in particular is kind of messed up right now, right? With McGill, he's out now. I don't know if he's going to be back this season. Their trade acquisition, Shelby Miller, I think he is out for the season.
yeah. Tommy John.
Yeah, so that bullpen is looking a little bit rougher than it was. I think it's still a really good bullpen in Milwaukee, but it's not as good as it was. Mizorowski is kind of slowing down, and I think there's questions about the Brewers going forward. Looking at their schedule, actually, it's I don't know how to feel about it. They play at Pittsburgh, at Texas, at home against St. Louis and the Angels. Then they go to St. Louis, and then they go to San Diego, and then they finish up the season home against Cincinnati. That feels like a lot of road games that are kind of in weird places, like Pittsburgh, Texas, Missouri, and California. But not any like teams that you'd be terrified to go up against, really.
Yeah, and just by watch, I guess the Pirates just took a 1-0 lead on the Dodgers, top of the fourth. Now,
I mean, that's a great point. I mean, look at the Pirates just like coming in clutch. They're going to be sweeping the Dodgers if they win this game right here. Unbelievable. I mean, anybody can beat anybody in baseball. I think that's part of what makes baseball so special.
Yeah.
But now, kind of going into the third game of this series, which was today, the shutout. I think there's really two takeaways that I have from this game, and it's number one, Ranger Suarez. I think we can completely trust him again. I was getting a lot more trust over the last several starts, and him coming out, having such a great start today, it's easy for me to now pencil him in as the number 2 in the postseason. I don't know how much of a question that is anymore. And then second, I mean, Harrison Bader is just like, we were so wrong about him.
I wasn't. I wanted him from the start.
I mean, yeah, but neither of us were excited about the Bader trade, and I think it's officially time to say we were wrong about that.
Well, no, hey. If you go back to the podcast, listeners, do this. I was hyped as hell when we traded for him, and then you brought me down by making look at his Avant page and looking at stats and facts. Okay,
this is true.
Not emotion.
This is true. I mean, there are things that can't be quantified, right? And like Bader seems to be like such like a plus in the clubhouse as far as just being like a different guy. He has a little bit more energy, a little bit more spunk to him. Like the team feels significantly less flat because of Harrison Bader.
Well, yeah, because it's the thing that the team hasn't changed for a couple of years. You bring someone new in and be like, "Yo, what the hell are you guys doing?" He's got that X dog factor, yo. He
does. That is more of a difference than like Whit Merrifield, who just felt like Philly 20.5, or Kepler, who's a new Philly this year, but it doesn't actually feel indifferent. Like Harrison Bader feels different.
God, Whit Merrifield was such a disappointment.
He was. What do you think was the worst of like those weird 1-year deals that the Phillies signed? Because there's a lot that you can go back to as being like kind of disastrous contracts. However much 1-year contract can be disastrous.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like, obviously, biggest impact would be Kimbrel because of what he flopped in the playoffs, but that's more on Thompson for keep going back to him because he was great for most of the regular season, and he was huge for us. We needed that. It
was a good contract overall. He pitched a lot of big innings for the Phillies. It was good until the very end.
Yeah, but oh man, I think I'm gonna go with Michael Saunders.
Okay, you're going further back than I thought. That's a good one.
Yeah,
I'd go of the more recent times. Give me like Corey Knebel, who pitched like a half the year or a third of the year and then got hurt for the rest of the year and never appeared in the major leagues after again. Or Jerry's Familia was terrible as well. Though honestly, I think Romano might be in Familia territory at this point.
Yeah, Romano might be the worst. Well, I mean, yeah, Romano was awful and he was terrible. He left us and he was terrible the next year too. So yeah, he just didn't have after 2021.
No, he did not. But what did you think of Ranger? We kind of got sidetracked there. What did you think of Ranger today?
I mean, what was it? The 6th inning? There was second or third, nobody out, and he got out of it, no run scored.
Yeah.
Beast. I thought for sure we were screwed.
I mean, it wasn't smooth, right? Like, he had 6 hits, he had 2 walks in his 6 innings, only 4 strikeouts. He always figures out a way, though. Like, he always figures out a way.
Yeah. But this one looked good. They weren't hitting him hard. It's always a bigger sign. Like, you give up hits, but they're all bloops, like what you wanted to do.
Yeah. And the offense was working. Freddie Peralta, I mean, he got 8 strikeouts, 5 innings. He looked pretty dominant, only allowing 2 hits. But they did seem to actually have some patience at the plate, which I'm not entirely used to seeing out of this team. So it's good to see that is there. It can come out sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. The bullpen looked pretty good. Strom was a little scary, but Bader saved us.
Yeah, what do you make of?
Wait, no, that was the 9. Oh wait, that was the 9.
That was 9. That was Duran that had the Bader robbery.
Yeah.
But Strom also he allowed a hit. Strom wasn't like he didn't pitch a clean 8th.
But that's typically Strom's year. He gives up a hit and then gets out of the inning. A hit and a walk usually.
Yeah. His ERA to me feels like it should be way higher than 2.88. Matt Strom, like that's still a really, really good relief pitcher.
Well, and I'm just shocked that his strikeouts are still more than 9 an inning. It's just like he's got no velocity, so it was that he's got that lefty factor, I guess.
I guess so, and he's getting very close to the 60 inning limit, and at 60 innings, his option vests for next year. So if you don't want Matt Strom to be a Philly next year, then you better hope he doesn't pitch 4 more innings than the rest of this season. But at this point, I think you have to feel pretty good about Strom's option vesting and getting a locked guy in the bullpen for next year.
Yeah, I mean, what's the option for anyway?
I want to say it's like $7.5 million or something like that.
No, it's only 4. It's only 4.5.
It goes up.
Up. Yeah, this is 7.5. Well, I mean, I don't hate it. That's his salary. It's been the past 2 years. Every year with us has been $7.5 million. Yeah.
I'd rather have Strom for 7.5 than Alvarado for like the $9 million that's on his option.
Oh yeah, or like whatever the $7 million paid for Ramada. Like Strom can still be a useful bullpen guy. I wouldn't trust him as like the high leverage guy that he has been for us in the past.
Yeah, and that's part of what Duran helps, right? Like Duran's kind of making all these guys go into lower leverage roles than they were early in the year. Because I think you're right. Like Strom's not a high leverage guy, not like a high leverage guy. Kerkering seems to kind of fold under the pressure. Duran seems to have no problem with the pressure though. It's a great acquisition still. Yeah,
I know, but just concerning his fastball velocity. Strom's over a mile under this year, and he's never been a ground ball pitcher. So in Philly, I'm always just worried about fly ball city.
Well, that's kind of what happened with Nola, right? Like Nola's been a fly ball pitcher, and when he starts to regress even a little bit, all of a sudden the fly balls turn into home runs, and that's how you get 20, 25 Aaron Nola. But Strom's still got a lot of red. 96 percentile chase still. 93 percentile on barrel rate, XBA 85th percentile, expected ERA 87th. Kind of this is like a surprise. Like I feel like Strom just gets hit so hard. I feel like he actually allows a lot of barrels. And I guess like 43rd percentile hard hit percentage says that maybe he has some kind of weaknesses there. And like you said, that first percentile ground ball rate, not ideal in Citizens Bank Park. But yeah, I mean he's been a really good Philly. I enjoy Matt Strom.
Yeah, I'm looking to Nola through the years. It's just red all the time, and then after 2019, it's just slowly getting blue.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Nola to me, I said this before. He's been one of my favorite Phillies pitchers of my lifetime. I think 2018 Aaron Nola is the best Phillies pitcher I've ever seen. Even better than Zach Wheeler in 2021. Even better than Roy Halladay in 2011. 2010. 2018 Aaron Nola was so good, and everybody should go back and watch games from 2018 if they haven't already. But it he's not that guy anymore. And it's sad to admit. I think he can still be valuable. He can be like your Chad innings eater. I think he can be a lot better than he has been this year for sure. But I think I'm officially kind of raising the flag on Aaron Nola being like an ace type ever again.
Oh yeah, yeah. His ceiling is a 3 at this point.
Yeah. 5 years left on the deal on the contract after this. Not ideal.
Yeah, but and I know, and people would talk the money like the 24.5 million. That's a whole lot. Pittsburgh pitcher make a lot of money now. That's not the worst contract.
No, it's definitely not. I mean, you can do significantly worse, and at least he'll be eating innings for you, which is valuable, right? Even if he's not like, a 1 starter or a 2 starter in the future, there's a lot to be said for that. And truthfully, the Phillies aren't going to need him to be anything more than a 3 because I think that you probably are going to have Sanchez and Wheeler be the 1 and 2 for at least the next couple of years. Assuming Wheeler comes back and is healthy.
Yeah.
I actually don't know if we got any listener questions in this time. Yeah, I don't think we did. I didn't really ask for any listener questions this time. I kind of dropped the ball on that one. But let's get into some of the offense on this series.
Yeah, just to say, Nola is the 36th biggest contract in majors this year. That's pretty good. Like the people ahead of him were just, you got colors for Doan, Corbin Burns, who's now going to be out for a while. Jared Cole, there's a lot of guys, like we got like a lot of injured guys. Jack Flaherty is making more than Nola.
Wow, that is pretty surprising.
So it's just like starting pitching is like Sean Manaea is 20 million. It's like Nola would still get at least 20 million on the open market.
Probably.
Like, yeah.
Aaron Nola, when you look at his, start of his career in 2015 all the way through 2024, he was worth 35.5 WAR over that span. So, if you have him play out, the other 6 years of his deal, obviously this year has not been good, but if you take like his average per season of like 3.6 WAR and average that out over the last like 6 years, 3.5 times 6, you're getting to like 21 WAR, and then all of a sudden, Aaron Nola is like a 56 WAR guy and like has a legitimate Hall of Fame case, which is kind of weird to say. Like Aaron Nola with the strikeouts and like the workload that he's kind of kept, and I'm not completely ruling it out just because of how much like the Hall of Fame evaluation is going to change in the future because people don't throw nearly as many innings as they used to. But if we can get like Aaron Nola coming back to like his 2022 self for a couple more years and has like a little bit more of a graceful aging curve, he has a chance, this is crazy, to be a Hall of Fame pitcher.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I will maintain that Moyer should be a Hall of Famer. You can't tell a story of baseball without Jaden Moyer. The guy pitched from age 23 to 49. Like, come on.
Right, he started in the 80s, right? He started in the 80s. He pitched through the 90s and the 2000s, then pitched into the 2010s. He pitched in like 4 different decades, if I'm remembering right.
Yeah, 86, 2012. It's nuts.
Imagine that. Like, how many people, that aren't even professional athletes do the same job for that long? Like, not many people. Okay. For any kind of career, that's a long time to be doing one thing. And he was good at it, maybe he wasn't the best in the first half of his career, but he was a very productive player, and you're right.
Yeah, he came up the same year as Greg Maddux. It was older than him, and that lasted him.
Insane, completely insane. Jamie Moyer is an underrated Philly. Do you remember when he was a broadcaster? He was not the greatest broadcaster. I don't think that was his calling after he retired.
No, I wanted him to become the pitching coach. That was my dream.
He looks like a coach. I mean, it's kind of funny when you look at like everybody else on the 2008 team, and they're all, they're not old. You can tell they're not like young like they were when they were playing, but they look like they're baseball players, so they could have played baseball in the past. Then you see Jamie Moyer, and he just looks like an old man because he kind of is. It's just like crazy how long he played baseball for. What is he, like 60 now?
Yeah,
62? That's crazy.
yeah. 62 and only been retired for 13 years.
Until he was 49. Crazy.
I know. Man.
And what's crazier about it is he missed all of 2011. Like he had like some bad injury in 2010, right?
No,
That caused
I'm
him.
pretty sure he had Tommy John surgery.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you're right. It was Tommy John, and then he came back from Tommy John at age 49. Crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Just think it. Yeah, don't quit on your dreams, folks. Because yeah.
Jim,
Let's see. Yeah. He had Tommy John, and just like his velocity was like a degree higher. Wouldn't it be hilarious if he came back and started throwing like 90?
that would have been funny. Jamie Moyer, I think he's the all-time record in home runs allowed. 522 home runs allowed throughout his career.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep.
And having 4.25 ERA through all that too. It's not bad.
Yeah, no, I mean, he tried pitching longer. He tried working on a knuckleball in 2013, but it didn't work. So
Bring him back for like old time. Like the Phillies need to have like an old timers day, like so many other teams do, and everybody comes back and they like play a baseball game. You know?
Well, but I think that's the alumni weekend basically for the Phillies. That's everyone just comes back.
They do, but they don't have them like play. Like I would love to see them like play a game. Like the Mets have an alumni game, the Yankees do. So many of these teams have alumni games. The Phillies just bring them in for a weekend. They do a very good job at, all the theatrical aspects of it. But like, I want to see these guys play baseball again. You know?
I know, but okay, this might be the most hilarious fact. So in 1996, he earned a Bachelor of General Studies from Indiana University. So he literally just took classes till he got the maximum credits.
Oh man, what a legend! Jamie Moyer, underrated Philly. This was a great call out, really good call out there. But getting to the hitting in this series, just a couple things. Like Kyle Schwarber, kind of cold again. Didn't pick up a hit at all. I think everyone's waiting for that 50th home run, and hopefully that will come in Miami. Any concern about that? I mean, it's only 3 games, right?
I mean, he's a slugger. Sluggers will do this all the time. So I'm not concerned. Like if we started panicking every time a slugging home run hitter went through a slump, we would all die of stress from a young age.
Yeah, no, I don't think you can be concerned about it. Good point. And Trey Turner, on the other hand, he had 5 hits over his 14 at bats. Only struck out twice, got a stolen base. Trey Turner, what do you think about this year? That all of a sudden Trey Turner has just kind of turned it on even more.
Yeah, but it just still concerns me because he got like a couple, like the hit that gave us the 1-0 lead. That he took. There was one called strike that was down the middle that he took. Every other pitch was fouled off out of the zone, and he swung and made a bloop of a pitch that had no business swinging at. So that will always bother me until we succeed in the postseason. Is it just a broken record until he doesn't just strike out all the time in the postseason? I will be pissed every time I see him swing in the regular season at garbage.
So is it safe to say that in an MVP race, you would vote for Schwarber over Turner?
Yeah. Like he doesn't. Yeah, he just doesn't have that MVP vibe. You know.
Go Turner over
Right,
Schwarber. I mean, Turner with his defense, especially, like Turner is like I think worthy.
I know.
Of,
he's leading. I know. Yeah, he leads the league in hitting, 302, and stolen bases. So yeah, he cut. If he finishes strong, and Otani like doesn't do much, he could. The NL really doesn't have like an MVP frontrunner this year.
No. I mean, when you go by WAR, Otani is at 5.9, Turner's at 5.1, and Schwarber's at 4.3.
Yeah, so when you're within like 2, like that's all like around, like that's not that big. It seems bigger than it is statistically.
Yeah, and I think that we could be getting some voter fatigue on Shohei Otani. Like, how many times are they going to want to vote for him to be MVP? Even though He probably is the lead on, the odds-on favorite. Maybe they get
Well,
tired
yeah,
of
but,
it.
well, the thing is, he's like last year as a DH, he was astounding with everything. I mean, one dotted over 300, almost a 60-60 season. So his pitching this year, I mean, his FIP is good. It's like, but the ERA is a little bit high and stuff.
Well, he's
So
barely pitched this year. He's
I know,
they shut him down from
I know,
pitching at least for a little while
oh,
too, right?
I know. Like, maybe he's everything like 3 innings. So like, yeah, I mean, yeah, like he's gonna he's gonna end up with like 50 strikeouts. Even yeah, I mean, you gotta vote for Tommy.
Yeah. I think Ohtani's definitely the odds-on favorite. But I don't know. Like, if he goes into a slump and Turner gets hot, like, maybe Turner is going to be your MVP. But you're right. Like, the National League's in a weird place where it comes to, like, the MVP. Compared to, like, the American League, where I feel like it's going to be a little bit different. I mean, Bobby Witt has a 5-WAR year going on. Judge is obviously insane, like always. Big Dumper, maybe falling out a little bit.
No, yeah, Big Dumper's only chance to do it if he gets to 60. I mean, he might even need 62 to win it, because besides the home runs, he has done nothing hitting wise. He's like for a while.
Yeah, though he's cooled off. He's still at 5.7 WAR. Pretty crazy. Almost
His defense, yeah, because comparing to catchers, his offense this year has been insane compared to a catcher, and his defense is still great for a catcher.
Positional adjustment doing him favors. Other hitting guys, like, did anybody stand out to you? I mean, I think it's very interesting. I can't believe we got however long into this that we are, and this is now the first time that we're really going to be talking about Nick Castellanos only playing one game in this series. Like, is Nick Castellanos now a platoon player?
He shouldn't be an anything player, but yeah, yeah, it's good. Like, I'm glad that they got the cojones and are benching his ass.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to know how Nick Castellanos is reacting to all of this. Like, there is no way that he likes this. And I would love to see, like, the media, like, apply some, like, pressure and ask him, how he's feeling and try to get more than just, like, a yes or no answer out of him. But he's got to be,
right.
Like,
do you want a Framber Valdez situation? Because that's to get a Framber Valdez situation.
Oh, I mean, like, I could say, I feel like Nick Castellanos is the Framber Valdez of outfielders.
Yeah, that's a good comp.
Remember, like, how upset Nick Castellanos was in, like, the 2022 postseason just because he was still, like, salty over the fact that he signed here? Like,
yeah, because he was upset. Yeah, because he was going to start with Miami, then COVID happened, and everything fell apart.
well, it wasn't COVID. It was the issues between the players' union.
It was the lockout. It was the lockout.
It was the lockout year. Yeah. So all of a sudden it ended, and then the Marlins didn't want to spend any money anymore, and he had to come here kind of last minute. And he held on to the grudge the entire season.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Would you hold a grudge? Somebody was giving you $100 million. Would you hold a grudge to them?
No.
Okay.
I'm playing a freaking sport. Like, hey, if he wants to return the money, like opt out of his contract to go play in Miami, let him.
Yeah, I think they might trade him to Miami. Like, the Marlins, they eat like 3/4 of his contract and like trade him to Miami in the offseason. I'm sure they'd pay like $3 million or $4 million or $5 million to have Nick Castellanos on their team for 1 year. He can be nice and happy. He can play every day. He could put him in center field if he wanted to, I'm sure. He could, like, knock himself out and have a great year playing in front of, 2 people a game.
Yep. I mean, but that's just him. Harper not being clutch in today or yesterday was disappointing, because they had a chance to tie the game with a home run yesterday, and he came up today and didn't do much with people on. So that continues.
Yeah, I think it's a good call out. Like, I feel like you can't really trust Bryce Harper to come up in a big spot in the regular season. Postseason, I think I'd still trust him, but regular season, I kind of just, assume he's not going to come in clutch, and if he does, cool.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Stott, super clutch. Stott got clutch hit today, clutch hit the other day as well. Only had a couple of hits in this series, 3, but 2 of them were very impactful, and I think that Bryce Stott is looking a little bit more steady.
Yeah.
Alec Boehm.
Yeah. I was about to say, like, we can't forget the Alec Boehm triple that occurred today. Anyone else to insert the park home run?
Alec Boehm getting a triple might be the last one of his entire career.
Yes, 4 this year.
I don't know how. I mean,
I'm assuming they're all the same with the outfielder making a dumb dive on the slowest guy possible.
I guess, yeah, that's probably true. That was the only hit in this series for Alec Boehm. Still doesn't seem like he's been completely right since he's been back.
Yeah. He was good right off the bat when he came back, and now he's back to being his usual first and second pitch swinging double plays.
Yep, you love to see it. Love to see it. He just drives those ground balls into the ground. Real Muto double plays haven't been a thing. I feel like JT hasn't been doubled up nearly as much recently.
Yeah.
That era has kind of stopped. Anything else that you want to talk about with the series?
No, we took care of 3 from the best team in baseball, so that's good. And yeah, it's really just the Mets we can't beat.
I would have felt okay even if they lost the game today, honestly. Like, I would have been okay with that. And they won, took 2 out of 3 against, like you said, the best team in baseball. You love it. There was giant roster news that came out during this series. I don't know if you missed it, but the roster has been completely shaken up by Daniel Robert getting hurt. He is on the injured list, and Max Lazar is back on the major league team. This is probably going to change the course of the rest of the season, right?
Yeah, well, the hell was Daniel Robert even up over Lazar to begin with?
I don't know. It's a great question.
But good, the boy's back.
Get multiple innings out of Lazar. Good stuff.
Yep.
Change the course of everything. So yeah, looking ahead a little bit to this next series for the Phillies. They're going to Miami, so I'm sure Nick Castellanos is going to be sad that he is not a Marlin. And the Phillies are going to be having Christopher Sanchez going against TBD tomorrow. Jesus Luzardo makes his return in Miami against Sandy Alcantara on Saturday for a 10 game, and then a 140 game on Sunday. Taiwan back on the bump going against TBD. The Marlins they've gotten destroyed by injuries. And I think that their starting rotation is kind of very fluid right now. Take at least 2 out of 3, hope for a sweep, right?
Yep. Pretty much. Go Phils.
Go Phils. And just for what we want to talk about here, just to finish up, kind of scoreboard watching. The Dodgers during this time will be playing in Baltimore, so that's interesting. They continue their East Coast swing. The Mets are playing. Who are the Mets playing? God, I can't find this. And the Mets are playing the Reds. So, I mean, let's hope that the Reds sweep the Mets, and then all of a sudden things become super tight for that last wild card. That'd be so funny.
We really just need to win with the 3-game series against the Mets to end the last against them.
Yeah, I think if the Reds win 2 out of 3, they get the tiebreaker. But obviously, if they get 3, they make up 3 games in the race. So.
Yeah, but just first division. If the Reds can win 2 out of 3, then we realistically just need to win 1 against the Mets, then we should be safe.
Yeah, no, that is true. Though the Reds have kind of been on a little bit of a slump recently, and the Giants, who have all of a sudden won 10 out of 11, they're actually the team that's closest to the Mets right now, 4 games back, and the Reds are 5. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting. I kind of forgot about the Giants, and then all of a sudden they're back. Would you rather the Phillies go to Citi Field in the playoffs or Oracle Park?
Oh, God. Citi Field.
You'd rather go to Citi Field than Oracle Park? I don't know.
I grew up in the Bay Area. I have seen them win maybe 2 times in my life.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. The sad thing is, right? Like if the Phillies hold on to the 2 seed, then their NL DS would be against the winner of the 6 seed and the 3 seed. So it would either be like the Dodgers, the Mets, or the Giants if the Giants make it. Which sounds terrible. Sounds so terrible.
I mean, realistically, I'd rather play the Giants because their team I just think is a lot worse.
Yeah, but I mean, there's like it's cursed. It's completely cursed. A catcher hit a walk-off inside the park home run.
Yeah, and like last year we lost the game because like the ball like Stott was running to a ball and like hit on the line. All kinds of ridiculous.
Bad things happen in Oracle Park for the Phillies. But I will be in Oracle Park. I will feel that curse for myself on the 12th. I'll be rooting hard for them, the Giants.
It's not a curse. It's not a curse the Phillies aren't there.
Well, it's still a cursed grounds as far as I'm concerned. I'll be rooting for them, though. I mean, they're playing the Dodgers, so I'll be wearing my Giants jersey, which I do have, and rooting for them to beat the Dodgers.
Yeah, well, yeah. Hopefully the Giants can sweep, and then we can just sweep, and then so we can just get a 5-game lead on the Dodgers. That'd be great.
Damn. And I mean, the Padres are kind of falling apart. Like, I feel like, it's only a couple games different still between the Dodgers and the Padres. But, I mean, the Jason Adam news is big for the Padres. And I expect the Dodgers to win that division at this point.
A quick scoring update. Looks like the Pirates just took a 4-0 lead.
Bam!
On the Dodgers.
Bam! Let's go.
And I didn't mention this before. Skeens is pitching.
Okay. Yeah, Dodgers lost then. Probably. The game's probably done. Knock on wood. Anyways, that was all I had for today. Did you have anything else?
Nope, I'm ready for some football.
Football, even though none of us are Eagles fans, right? We'll both be watching.
Don't tell the public that.
Oh, I mean,
no Eagles.
Well, I'm fucking
my
Seahawks,
nephew is.
Joe.
My nephew is, so I still root for them. And I always root for them when they're not playing my team.
People that are listening at this point, they're going to be chill. There is no team in professional sports that I root for less than the Eagles. I hate the Eagles more than I hate the Mets, the Braves, literally every other sports team. I prefer to the Eagles. So, I'm sure that'll make people happy to hear. But thank you for joining today, Jeremy, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Cool. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I hope you enjoyed listening to this. We'll be back after this series in Miami. Hopefully the Phillies come up big, and we'll talk to you all then. Thank you. Have a good night.